Oh! Ah! Ah! Yeah! Ah!
Nature is unpredictable, and sometimes the line between a breathtaking adventure and a fight for survival vanishes in an instant. From being trapped in a campsite by a pride of hungry lions to facing an armed confrontation at the gates of Area 51, these explorers learned that the wild doesn't always play by the rules. If you were cornered with no way out, would you have the composure to make it out alive? Coate is a content creator with a strong passion for cinematography, and it's fair to say that his videos often feel like short films. He shares vlogs and personal moments from his life, but with a level of attention and visual quality that makes everything appear cinematic and carefully composed. Along with his vlogs, he also posts tutorials where he explains some of the techniques behind his work, making his channel one that truly stands out and is worth checking out. This video was uploaded on April 4th, 2022. Coate and his friends traveled to one of the most remote regions in Oregon, a location known as one of the best places in the world for stargazing, due to its almost complete lack of light pollution. Their plan is simple: to photograph the Milky Way beneath a perfectly clear night sky. What they do not expect is that the trip will turn into something far more intense than a quiet night of photography.
I'm all packed up, heading to Finley's, meeting up with Finley and Theo. We're gonna hit the road to the Alvord Desert. Finley!
Let's go.
Ready? Dude, I'm so pumped.
I have 8 gallons of water. I think that will be enough.
Dude.
Oh,
Dude, I'm doing good. It's been
since
February.
December. You did it.
Oh, well, you take that one.
You got that one.
I'll be driving.
All right, boys.
I take this
You're
one.
driving?
Wait.
Go!
Let's go, boys!
After meeting up, the group spends several hours driving before finally reaching their destination, arriving after nightfall.
This is it.
Sup, YouTube? This is the desert.
Dude.
The desert dance. The desert dance.
This is so crazy.
This is crazy.
Guys. We freaking made it.
You did
In
it.
the desert.
Let's go.
There it is.
Let's go, dude. Check. I got a tent.
They settle in, set up camp, and spend the night outside beneath an incredible sky filled with stars. It's easy to imagine how unforgettable it must feel to share moments like this with friends, surrounded by silence and an endless view of the night sky. By the time the night ends, the second day brings unexpected changes. After spending some time enjoying the desert environment, the weather shifts suddenly. The sky, which had been perfectly clear the night before and revealed every star, quickly becomes cloudy and dull, signaling that conditions are changing fast.
This is coming fast.
I don't know if we should be out in the middle of a field.
The root sandstorm? Look at this! This is terrifying!
This is absolutely freaking bonkers. Look at this.
This is actually sandstone.
This is crazy, dude. This happening.
Actually sandstone.
Yeah. We need to close up
we
our
should-
windows
we
and
should,
everything.
like-
Yeah, when you go back down, leave it. Dude, we need to put this away, bro.
Dude, put those
We
away.
need
We
to
don't
put
want to
those
get
away.
struck by the lightning.
It's terrifying, bro.
Not far from their location, a sandstorm begins to form. Realizing it may be heading toward them, they start packing their belongings as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the storm reaches them directly, turning the situation into an intense and overwhelming experience, as fast-moving sand fills the air, stings their eyes, and makes it difficult to breathe or see clearly.
Oh, we stopped it.
Okay, but we haven't stopped that.
Oh,
We
my
need to
camera's so
go.
dusty.
In our cars.
Fast,
Dude, it's here. They're like,
This is so insane! Ah! Ah! Holy fucking shit!
Yo, that's your camera. I got cameras.
I'm swallowing so much.
Dude, close the door.
What just happened? What?
Oh my god.
This guy's so dusted.
Dude, that was insane. We were not taking that seriously.
This is really insane. Oh my gosh.
They manage to get inside their vehicles and remain safe. And despite the danger, the footage they capture feels almost unreal, like a dramatic scene taken from a movie. They are fortunate to have been close enough to their cars to take cover in time. Others who have been caught in more severe sandstorms have not always been so fortunate. In extreme situations, people have suffered serious respiratory problems or even died from asphyxiation caused by poor air quality. These events are rare, but they are real and dangerous. Kote and his friends make it through the experience unharmed. If you were there, would you trust the weather to stay calm or leave before things turn worse? This next video comes from the Buffalo Overlander, a South African couple who have taken part in many overlanding journeys, the most notable being their long-distance drive in a Land Rover Defender across Africa, Asia, and Europe. Their videos are highly engaging and they are well worth watching. This video was uploaded on October 4th, 2025. The couple are camping at Impala Thula in Pan-Africa when something suddenly appears nearby, forcing them to avoid making any sudden or careless movements.
Yeah, I'm watching. Just stay still. Just stay still. Just stay still. Just don't move.
Coming face to face with a lion with no barrier or protection in between is clearly not a situation most people would ever want to experience. They remain calm and move slowly, and eventually the lion creates some distance, giving the couple enough time to get inside their truck. However, the encounter does not end there. The lion soon returns, this time accompanied by others.
Not again. We're going to be in here for a long time. They're big, eh? Eh? You hear the male calling? You hear the other one calling?
We're still being held hostage in our camper van. Make themselves at home in the shade, just in our campsite. That is the Buffalo Overlander. Follow them on Instagram. Okay, at last we've been able to get out of our truck. Oh, after that lion encounter. It's that time of the evening that we definitely deserve a drink after that. And I think, babe, are you doing the honors?
How's your adrenaline?
Yeah, I'm still shaking.
But you know what, that's what we come here for. But anyway, okay, so it's drink time. Goes to lions in Africa.
That was quite a close encounter.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Longest
That was awesome.
3 minutes of my life.
The couple find themselves unable to leave their camper effectively trapped as several lionesses decide to rest in the shade directly within their campsite. After being confined inside the hot vehicle for several hours, following the lion encounter, they are finally able to step outside again as evening approaches. Despite the tension, their adrenaline is still high, a reminder of why they choose to travel and camp in such remote places. It is a remarkably close encounter. The lions appear to be searching for food, but on this occasion they do not view the couple as prey, which works in their favor. The animals continue to wander through the campsite, inspecting buckets and corners before eventually moving on. It is difficult to understand how the couple managed to stay so composed. It almost seems as if they deal with situations like this every day, but in reality, they are simply highly experienced and know exactly how to respond, handling the encounter calmly and correctly. They even take time to celebrate afterward, showing just how controlled the situation remained. If anyone were ever to find themselves surrounded by lions, an unlikely scenario for most, this encounter demonstrates how such a situation should be handled. And finally, it is impossible not to notice how majestic these animals are. They are powerful big cats, and despite their beauty, they are fully capable of killing a human. This encounter shows how experience, calm behavior, and understanding wildlife can prevent a dangerous situation from turning fatal. If you were in their place, would you stay calm enough to survive? This next video comes from Mac Adventures, a creator with a strong passion for motorcycles and long road trips, documenting everything that happens along the way. Uploaded on October 10th, 2016, this episode turns into a potentially life-threatening situation. They decide to return to a location they had visited before, a place they did not have access to or permission to enter during their first attempt. After pushing their luck once without consequences, they choose to go back again. As often happens when luck is tested repeatedly, the situation quickly begins to spiral out of control. The destination they are trying to reach is Area 51. At the start, a vehicle passes by and appears unconcerned with their presence, giving the impression that everything might be fine. That sense of ease does not last for long.
Guess what, camo dudes? We're back! That is Sniper Hill up there. That is Sniper Hill. I can't believe we had actual camo dudes looking right at us. What if that's because of our video? Okay guys, all your cameras off.
It is?
Yeah, it's mine.
This is on.
When we were here last time, that was about 4 months ago. We put a video up.
During their previous visit, which took place about 4 months earlier, they had uploaded a video. While the warning sign in that footage is difficult to read due to camera movement, a photo taken at the time reveals something deeply unsettling. The sign clearly states that the use of deadly force is authorized. Not long after realizing this, the situation escalates further.
Yours are still off. Whoa. Oh, we got things happening. I know, I am.
Put your fucking hands up. You got him? I'll pat him down. You got it? Yeah. You got anything on you? Nope.
No, sir.
You're going all the way out here.
We're just adventure travelers. We're just adventure travelers.
There's adventure travelers. They're down a little alien. They said, come up to Stewartwell Road.
Yeah.
Everybody else does. Yeah, that's what everybody does. We're turning around to head back to Little Alien for dinner. We want to get a ruler out and talk about centimeters. We're going to give you guys a chance, okay? Get on your bikes, get the fuck out of here. We'll call Lincoln County and they'll write you each a $750 ticket.
We're just travelers, my bad. All right, let's do it. Oh my God.
The bikers are confronted, and it becomes clear that the response they are facing is serious and prepared to intensify if necessary. They comply immediately, which likely prevents the situation from becoming far worse. They are fortunate to escape with only a financial penalty rather than physical harm. After uploading the video, they encourage viewers to share it widely, claiming they were receiving warnings to remove it. What happened next is unclear, but shortly afterward the channel stops uploading new content with the final video appearing 9 years ago. Whether this was due to outside pressure or a personal decision remains unknown. However, they continue to post on social media confirming that they are still active elsewhere. The encounter serves as yet another reminder of why approaching this area is extremely dangerous. It is heavily guarded with armed patrols monitoring it on a daily basis, making it a place best avoided entirely. If you saw a warning like that, would you turn back or keep going anyway? A man named Humza Hashmi from Karachi, Pakistan was riding his motorcycle along a desert road leading toward Quetta. The ride appeared normal and uneventful until he noticed several people stopped along the side of the road. As he approached them, he was confronted with a situation that instantly sends adrenaline racing.
भैया ना करें ऐसा,
निकालो।
मुश्किल का ज़माना है। बंद कर दूं? ऑफ कर दें, घर वाले कॉल करेंगे।
पैसे दो।
पैसे दे रहे कुछ रास्ते के लिए छोड़ दें, 100-200
वो छोड़ देंगे।
When he got closer, the individuals suddenly moved from their motorcycle and stepped directly into his path. Realizing the danger, he tried to accelerate and pass them, but the presence of an AK-47 immediately removed any chance of escape. There was nothing he could do. His only option was to accept what was happening and cooperate in order to stay alive. After stopping him, the group also intercepted several other bikers coming from behind. One of them managed to get away, which was a rare moment of luck in an otherwise tense situation. Fortunately, while he lost his belongings, he escaped with his life. This encounter makes it painfully clear why many people choose to avoid traveling through remote areas like this. Would you keep riding or turn back knowing risks like this exist? This short clip comes from the TikTok account Unfitter, which shared a video lasting less than a minute. It was recorded many years ago during a solo overnight camping trip. As night falls, strange and unfamiliar sounds begin to echo through the surrounding forest. These do not resemble the typical noises of nighttime wildlife, and there is no clear indication of where they are coming from. Alone and completely surrounded by darkness, the camper begins recording, capturing only the unsettling audio. There is no visible movement and no visual explanation, just the sounds themselves. No confirmation is ever given about what caused them. Whether it was an unknown animal, a natural occurrence, or something else entirely remains unresolved. That lack of answers is what makes the clip so disturbing. In total darkness, the absence of explanation often becomes more frightening than anything that can be seen. Sometimes, the fear comes not from what appears, but from what never does. So, what do you think was making those sounds, and would you have stayed to find out? The same sense of uncertainty carries straight into the next terrifying video. This next clip was shared on YouTube by Casey Sanders, and documents one of the most unsettling encounters a person could experience while alone in the woods. It took place on October 2nd, early in bow hunting season. Casey had arrived at his hunting stand as he had many times before, expecting nothing more than a quiet morning outdoors. Before he had time to settle in, something completely unexpected happened. From somewhere below, he heard a man shouting. At first, it made no sense. This was private land, remote, silent, and far from public access. When Casey looked down toward the creek, he saw a man standing in the water holding a walking stick. He was completely naked, with no clothing, no gear, and no supplies. He appeared exhausted, disoriented, and out of place. Casey immediately began recording, not out of curiosity but out of caution. He was alone, armed for hunting, and suddenly confronted with a stranger who clearly did not belong there. Given the circumstances, his reaction was firm and guarded. From his perspective, this was an unknown individual on his property, deep in the woods, behaving unpredictably.
Talking about Christian here, you know this is a hunter, and I'm a little confused. This is my land. I'm here with weapons, and somebody standing in my creek naked. I mean, I'm not gonna shoot you, but you're... What? Are you alone? If I see somebody else, this will not be good. What? Explain to me what happened.
As the encounter continued, the man attempted to explain what he believed had happened to him. He claimed that days earlier he had attended Tomorrow World, a large electronic music festival. According to his account after the event, he was assaulted by a group of people, stripped of his belongings and abandoned in the forest. He said he had no memory of how far he had traveled afterward, only that he eventually found water and followed the creek, surviving for several days with nothing. What made the situation even more disturbing was the man's mental state.
Show? What kind of show? Do you know what it was called? You don't know what it was called? Huh? Where are your clothes? Where? You don't know where your clothes are?
He struggled to answer basic questions. He could not clearly explain where he was, had difficulty recalling the name of the festival, and knew he had an address but could not say it. At times it was unclear whether he was describing real events or speaking through confusion, exhaustion, and possible trauma.
Nobody's with you. I mean, you gotta look at it from my standpoint. Listen, you know you're not far from... You went to Tomorrow World, I'm guessing? What? Okay, you're not far from the original place. Do you know where it's at in relation to where you live? Where do you live? No, better than that. No, what county? What's your address? What is it? You can't think of it? Hang on a minute, man. I got something to eat for you. Just don't do nothing stupid right now.
Holy crap.
Despite the tension, Casey remained alert and did not leave. He provided the man with food and worked to keep him calm. Over the next hour, footage not shown in the clip, he slowly guided him out of the woods and toward a nearby road. Eventually, Casey was able to contact someone who knew the man and could come pick him up. After sharing the video, Casey addressed criticism he received online for sounding confrontational at the start of the encounter. He explained that viewers did not see what followed the time spent helping the man, ensuring his safety and staying with him until help arrived. He also pointed out the reality of the situation. There is no clear guideline for encountering a naked, disoriented stranger in your creek while alone and armed in the wilderness. He did not abandon the man, and he did not escalate the situation. Despite the fear and uncertainty of the moment, his actions may have saved a life. The encounter serves as a reminder that the wilderness does not only conceal animals or the unknown. Sometimes it hides people who are lost, broken, and barely holding on. And perhaps the most unsettling realization is this: some of the most frightening encounters in the wild are not supernatural at all. They are human. It captures a solo trip into a national park that slowly shifts from calm and routine to something far more unsettling. The creator heads out alone, intending nothing more than a quiet stretch of time in the forest. There's no strict plan, no specific destination, just walking, exploring, and eventually setting up a small campsite. At the beginning, everything feels peaceful. He identifies what appears to be an ideal location to build a fire dry ground, some protection from the wind, and enough open space to manage it safely. As he continues deeper into the woods, he observes the environment around him. Unusual plants, soft, muddy terrain, the kind of landscape that feels remote and rarely disturbed. He speaks casually about preparing a fire and settling in for the evening. There's no tension in his voice, only the steady confidence of someone comfortable outdoors. That calm doesn't last. A sudden crack echoes somewhere in the distance.
I'm gonna go under this. What the fuck? Hello? Okay. Just gotta make a fire. I feel a lot better when I got a fire going. What the hell is that? This is a decent spot. I'm gonna go gather some wood. I'm gonna make a little fire, have a nice beer. I heard something cracking in the woods. Now, if you live in Canada, when you hear something cracking, it doesn't usually mean a small animal. It's usually a deer, a bear, anything of that sort. So it should never be taken lightly when you hear a branch breaking.
He tries to ignore it and focuses on a practical task: starting the fire. The ground is still soaked from days of rain, and nearly everything around him remains damp. He methodically explains his approach using birch bark as a reliable fire starter even in wet conditions. It's clear he understands what he's doing. Eventually, the fire catches. The flames bring light warmth and, for a moment, relief. Then the sounds return.
Yes. What was that? Hello? I'm not afraid of this fire spreading because there's wetness everywhere. I'm just gonna do a 360 around camp because
Another crack. Closer this time. He pauses mid-thought and scans the tree line. He calls out instinctively, partly to identify an animal, partly to make his presence known. There's no response, only silence. And that silence feels heavier than the noise itself. What unsettles him most isn't wildlife. In fact, he admits he almost hopes it's an animal. Animals behave predictably. People do not. The possibility that someone else might be nearby, unseen, watching his camp, feels far worse than any bear or deer. He circles the campsite, checking the perimeter while keeping the fire alive. He explains that a larger fire can discourage curious animals from approaching, but his tone has changed, more cautious now, more deliberate.
Hello? Crap. Hello? I better get some more branches. I don't like what I'm hearing.
When the cracking continues, he reacts immediately, gathering more branches and feeding the flames. He openly admits that if the noises persist, he may leave. Nothing visible has happened yet. The atmosphere alone is enough to make him reconsider staying. As the woods finally fall quiet, he reflects on how he manages fear in moments like this.
If I keep hearing those noises, I don't know how long I'll stay. Like I said earlier in the video, when you hear a branch cracking in the woods, it means it's something heavy. I want to think the best case scenario that it's a curious deer, but you never know.
He talks about controlling imagination, staying grounded in what's directly in front of him, and avoiding worst-case thinking. Panic, he explains, leads to mistakes. After about 20 minutes without another sound, he allows himself to relax slightly. The fire still burns. The forest remains still. Whatever moved through the trees never reveals itself. No figure appears. No animal steps into view. There's no explanation, only the lingering awareness that something heavy was moving through the forest while he was alone. Sometimes that's enough. Nothing dramatic needs to happen. The unknown is what stays with you long after the fire dies out. In situations like this, the mind naturally searches for the safest explanation. Wildlife, shifting branches wind through wet trees. But when patterns repeat and move closer, uncertainty becomes harder to dismiss. So, what do you think was moving through those woods that night? An animal passing through, or something that chose not to be seen? Teahupo'o is a legendary surf spot located in Tahiti, French Polynesia. Known for its thick, heavy barrels and shallow reef, it has earned a reputation for producing some of the most powerful waves on the planet. On May 29, 2022, the ocean shows exactly why it commands so much respect. The taxi boat used to transport surfers and crews is struck hard by a towering wave, briefly throwing everything into chaos. Despite the force of the crash, no one on board is seriously injured. Those knocked into the water are quickly recovered. Still, the moment shows just how unpredictable and unforgiving Teahupo'o can be. If you were on that boat, would you have stayed calm or panicked when the wave hit? On November 9, 2020, Kai Lenny captured what he later described as the worst moment of his life at Nazare. From the perspective of the person caught inside it, everything unfolded in an instant, far too quickly for the body to react. He tried to dive as his flotation vest automatically inflated, but a powerful strike to his shoulder threw him completely out of control. For several long seconds, time seemed to stretch endlessly as he struggled against the force of the wave. At Nazare, survival is the ultimate boundary. When waves grow to that size, even the most experienced athletes are pushed to their limits. If you were in that position, would you have trusted your training or felt pure fear take over? This video, published by The Independent on October 20th, 2022, captures a sudden bear encounter in the forest. There is no warning. The animal appears, and the safe distance disappears instantly. It's a short but tense moment that shows how quickly things can change in the wild. What would you do if a bear suddenly stood that close to you?
That's it for tonight. Which moment creeped you out the most? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story? Share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.